I got cystic fibrosis. See, I've got cystic fibrosis.
Ignore the giant pimple on my forehead, but it's 4:30 in the morning and I don't quite know how, but this is everything I have packed for 35 days. I am as astonished as you are. All my meds fit in the purple, and the duffel bag has all my clothes and anything else I might need, so here we go. So, this is where I decided to hide out. Get my meds. Tip: always go and find a gate that isn't being used and do your meds in it. So, I bet you guys might be wondering, how in the world do you sterilize and clean your nebs while you're traveling so much? I'm watching some Greek TV that I have no idea what they're saying. But I use my Perry E-Rapid. So I have this, and I bought a collapsible tea kettle. So it's pretty tiny. And let's see if I can get you to see it here. Whoop. You just pop it right out, so it ends up being about this big, and I just fill it up with water and take it all apart and put it in and plug it in and let it boil for a while. So that is how I clean my nibs. Now, between uses, I just use tap water and dish soap like the instructions say. So I haven't had any issues so far, but in case you were wondering, that's what I do. A bunch of you have been asking me how I fit all of my medication into one carry-on for 35 days. So I was gonna give you a little bit of a preview. This is my carry-on that I brought for my 35-day trip. In this little compartment, it splits in half, and in this one I have my vest, the rechargeable battery, and my E-Rapid or E-Flow nebulizer. This compartment has all of the fun goodies. In here I have all of my pills for 35 days, for 5 weeks, a little cooler pack with all of my medication that needs to be in the fridge, so my Pulmozyme and my RC Cornet, all of the enzymes you could want, my albuterol, 35 days worth, my hypertonic saline, 35 days, and like I said, all my pills, any extra pills, inhalers, another headset in case I needed it, pills, and enzymes, rechargeable outlet for the battery, and that is pretty much it. In here I have, it's a little cooler that I keep all of the Pulmozyme in with cooler packs to be traveling in between the cities. So yeah, here's a little preview of how I packed for 35 days.
Feel the
sorry for this absurdly long video, but I tried to put 25 days worth of amazing videos, memories, people into as small a video for you guys as I could. So I'm actually still not even home. I'm in Barcelona right now and I leave in a few days, and in total I will have been here for 35 days, visited 9 countries, 15 or more cities, been on so many trains, metros, planes, and everything in between. And I really wanted to answer a few questions that I've kept getting while I was here of how in the world I traveled for 35 days with cystic fibrosis, 50% lung capacity, my vest, my nebulizers, and everything like that. And honestly, it wasn't easy. And I had so many people doubting me before this trip, making me at one point doubt whether I could do it. And I am fully aware, and I agree, that it would have been easier to not take on this giant undertaking of taking my meds and everything I needed with me to over 10 different hotels, and packing up and having to figure out how to refrigerate medication in a hostel and so many different things like that. But even though it was easier to not do it, that wasn't the choice for me. I've never let cystic fibrosis limit me, and I've always tried to push the boundaries. If you had asked me 3 years ago if I would have done this, I would have laughed in your face. 3 years ago, I never thought that I would walk up a flight of stairs again. So this was kind of a way to tell myself, look at how far you've come. It took me so long to get to the place where I am, and I still have my same lungs. I was told at one point that I should get a lung transplant, and it took me so much blood, sweat, a lot of tears, and so much determination to get my body back to where it needed to be. And this was kind of my way of telling myself, look at what you can do. I really think that life throws so many things at us. No matter whether you have CF or not, it's not easy. Life is never easy. But that's not the point. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to teach us something. It's supposed to show us that no matter how many times we get knocked down and how much negativity or suffering there is, that you can always get back up. You have the choice to get back up and continue and follow your dreams. You can either let everything around you that you can't control loom over you like a dark cloud, or you can get your ass up and fight as hard as you can. Fight for the life that you have. Because to me, a life isn't just sitting at home being safe and doing what I'm supposed to do as a cystic fibrosis patient. Life is going out there and pushing the boundaries and living every little moment that I have. So that's my perspective, and that's how I've always been, and I'm so thankful that I was able to do this trip. I even did get sick in the middle of this trip. I missed most of Berlin, which is why there's not many videos of that. But even though I did, I'm so thankful because it showed me that I can do it no matter what. I can get sick in the middle of Germany and make it back to the US and be fine, because I know my body and I know how to take care of myself. I didn't miss one treatment while I was here. I somehow figured out a way to do it all. And I think that's what I really want to say to people is, you can do it. You can figure out a way. It's not going to be easy, and it's not normal, and it's not like everyone else who travels. But there's a way. If you want to do something bad enough, whether it's traveling or anything, there's a way. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be in plain sight. But if you want to, you'll figure it out, and you will make it happen. And I hope that some people out there can listen to this and take something away from it and understand that, you know, I have 50% lung capacity, and I kept up with 40 different strangers that I didn't even know before this trip. The whole time I came on this trip with a chronic illness, not knowing anyone, not knowing any roommates, living in hostels, living in little hotel rooms squished with 3 other people, and I loved it. and I told everyone about my cystic fibrosis, and I was open about it, and I got such great responses, and so many people just admired the fact that I was even doing this. And it's not something to be ashamed about. It's, if anything, doing things in spite of the negative aspects of your life, or the suffering, or all the things that prove that you shouldn't do something. If you do it in spite of that, that proves so much more about who you are as a person. And I really just wanted to show everyone you can do it. I did it. It wasn't easy, but if you have enough determination and you put your mind to something, hell, there's nothing that's going to stop you. So, 50% lung capacity, 35 days in Europe. This was my trip to Europe. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you made it to the end of this video, but if not, oh well, you missed a lot of cool things. But I will see you all next season. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.